Hello, welcome to Crafty Little Things. I'm Andrea and it's a beautiful sunny Sunday. I did an unboxing yesterday and I'd said I was going to make a project, and I did. I made this project for this little bar of chocolate that's delicious. Absolutely. If you didn't see yesterday's, these are from Aldi. You get 5 in a packet and they taste like white chocolate magnums. They're absolutely gorgeous. So I made this little box using the new Grapefruit Garden, I think it's called, Grapefruit Grove, DSP and stamp and ink, the Love What You Do stamp, some silver foil, and the new Love What You Do. I think it's, I can't remember what the DSP stack's called, but whatever it is called, that's some of that. And then I went to upload it last night and realised that I'd switched the camera off halfway through. So I'm going to remake this, but I'm not going to use new product. I'm not using new product now until probably mid-May. I'll start to use new product. So what I'm doing is I'm going to recreate this, but I'm going to use some retiring products. So I'm going to use some Wisteria Wonder, which is one of my favourite colours, and it's retiring. It's kind of being replaced by similar colour, and Perfect Plum's another one of my favourite colours. That's kind of being replaced. Rose Red is kind of being replaced. So I think what they do is they take the best selling colours and they just retire them and then replace them with something different, because they know that we're all going to rush out and buy them. You know, good business sense. So this is 6 by 5.5, the piece of Wisteria Wonder. And then I've taken this DSP, which is from, I think it's from the main catalogue, I'm not sure. Could be from autumn winter, it could even be from spring summer, I don't know. And I'm going to use, I was going to use this side of it because I thought, oh, it's like teacups, goes with chocolate, National Tea Day still, but I'm going to use the green stripy side, I think. Oh, I don't know. I think the green stripy side would, oh, I don't know now. Let me see what I decide. Anyway, so we need a piece for the inside of the box, and that measures 1 7/8 by 3 7/8. You hear my puppy snuffling along in the background. A piece for, a piece, this is for the top of the box, 1 7/8. 1 7/8 by 3 7/8. There's a piece for inside the box, which is almost 2 by 4, because that's finished dimensions. So that's kind of 1 15/16 by 3 15/16. Then there's a piece for the front of the box, because the lid flaps in, and that is 1/2 inch by 3 3/4 inches, and then 2 pieces that are 1/2 inch by 1 7/8 of an inch. Then for the sentiment on the top, I'm going to stick this on with dimensionals. I've got the base, which is 1 1/4 by 3 1/2, a piece of DSP, which is 1 by 3 1/8, and a piece of Whisper White, which is 3/4 by 2 1/2. Now I'm thinking of stamping a little thanks onto that. In fact, I'm not just thinking of stamping it, I am going to stamp it. So I'm just going to get my Wisteria Wonder. Yeah, a lot of my favourite colours are retiring. Wisteria Wonder, Perfect Plum, Sweet Sugar Plum, Tempting Turquoise, Real Red, not Real Red, Rose Red. I love them all, and they're retiring. I'm not sure if the stamp set's retiring or not, I can't remember. I have been through the catalogue and I just haven't got round to sort of separating all my stamps out yet. Because I still use them anyway, I'm not bothered whether they're retired or not. Doesn't make any odds to me, I'll use them. So, decisions. I'm going to go with the green stripe. for the sentiment at least. I'm just going to put this together because then it's done and out of the way. Put some of those on. Some people use tons of dimensionals, and some just use them sparingly. I use them sparingly because, thinking back about Earth Day again, I don't like waste. So we'll just pop these to one side a second while I get the scoreboard out. There's not a lot of scoring to do, it's pretty simple, straightforward flip lid box. On the wide side then, on the long side, slightly longer side, you want to score at, just get this right, oops, 3/4 of an inch, 2 3/4 inch, 3.5 inches, 4.5 inches, and that'll leave you one side slightly narrower than the other, so that's your lid side, okay? And then on the other side you want to score at 3/4 inch and 4 3/4 inch. Okay, that's it. You might want to just mark this thin side. You might want to just mark 1/4 inch off each end, because you are going to cut down there. You can do that by eye if you want, but just mark it to the second horizontal score line and you'll be good. Oh, just dropped some on the floor. Don't even know what it was. I think it was just a scrappy piece of paper. Then get your bone folder and fold and burnish all of your score lines. It's a very quick and simple project. This I just did it really quickly to use new product, and just to give my first impressions of it. And I got to this stage and then I thought, oh, I'm not filming, and I pressed the button to check I was, and what I did was I forgot, and I actually then switched it off. So on the lid side then, this is where we've got the narrower lip. What you want to do is remove this outer long piece right from the top. So just cut straight down that piece and snip it off there on each side. You might have seen my video where I did a wish list of what I was hoping to see in the new catalogue, and one of the things was big scissors. Not there. Right, so then just cut in this bottom flap here, and then what I do is I take off quite a decent sort of wedge from there, probably just under 45 degrees, and do the same on the other side. It just helps the box lid to fit in a bit better, a bit more snug in my opinion. Then these corner pieces can come off all together on this end. Make sure you're on the right end, the narrow end. And then I do the same again. I do a little wedge there and a little wedge there, and then I do a little wedge there and a little wedge there. And it just looks nicer and it fits nicer. Then I cut up the remaining score lines on each side, and then it's up to you whether you notch in or not. I tend to notch in these flaps just on the bottom where they're going to settle into the box. And again, I do these ones just on the bottom where they're going to settle into the box, just so that I get a nice crisp top line. Okay, so that's all your cutting done. So now we're going to take some Tombow and we're going to pop in, that's not quite straight that, I must have missed that in the guillotine. And we're going to pop in the bottom of the box. I'm going to use the stripy one. I might use the other one when I get onto the top of the box. I probably will actually. So I'm just going to use some Tombow. I'm really bad at the minute. I've got like 6 Tombows open and on the go. So I need to be using them all up. So I'm just going to put a little liner in the bottom of the box, and that needs to fit. See, that fits just nicely. If you do it at that 3 15/16, just fits just nicely inside the score lines. Now, this piece wants to go along the front, and you might have to trim, sorry, it doesn't want to go there. This piece wants to go along the front of the box because the lid tucks in, so there's no point putting it on anywhere else. I'm going to go with the tea stains or the coffee stains, whatever they are, for this. That's a tiny strip, so I put my glue in the middle. And then I just sort of work it out and around. Looking at it, because it's got the coffee stains on, I'm imagining it probably comes from the coffee themed paper. I think all the DSP from the current catalogue is retiring, except the wood effect one, you know, the one with wooden textures with it's 6x6 stack, that's not retiring. And something we've got back are the DSP stacks, like the backing papers that match. So that's really nice. Now I'm just going to pop some glue on each tab. Get them nicely glued up. Shouldn't need any more glue. And I'm just going to fold that up and make the box. This is the front of the box. If you hold a Tombow joint for 5 seconds, it should take quite well. Oh, you know what I've done? I've put the paper on the bottom, and it should have been on the top. But hang on a minute, we can remedy that. Why not have a piece on the bottom as well? We'll just have another piece. So we need another piece that is just under 2. So just under 4. Blades are tearing my paper to pieces, so I guess they need replacing. So that's going to go on there nicely. Just need to trim off a little nugget from there because it's just not quite. Silly me. Well, anyway, never mind. Looks better finished if you've got paper on both ends, I guess. Pop that on the top, and that's where we had that stray score mark. So obviously it doesn't matter that we had that stray score mark now because it's been covered up by the paper. I mean, if you want, you can cover these tabs as well. You don't have to just stick to that one. And I'm going to use one of the dark chocolate bars for this one. This has got a cherry chili inside, and it's a really black chocolate. It's 85% cocoa. So that can go in there. It's really nice. Oh, I quite like that. It's going to that on top with dimensionals, and again, I'm not a crazy dimensional person. It's not about adding a whole layer of dimensionals, it's about just lifting it up, and that'll do that by itself. So there we go. There's a cute little box. I'll just zoom in a little bit for you. And it's similar to the one I made using the new products. One holds the new chalk, the dark chalk, and one the white. And there we go. How pretty is that? Very, very simple and easy, and in the interests of Earth Day, using up scraps and retiring product rather than throwing it away and discarding it like yesterday's news. Okay, so thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye bye.